This week marks the end of an era in the city of Plymouth as the city's longtime police chief and public safety director retires. Chief Mike Goldstein's last day is Friday. He will retire from the Plymouth Police Department after a career that dates back to the early 90s. As Delane Cleveland reports, Goldstein has overseen a number of changes over that time span.
You know, in law enforcement, it's not just what we do, it's a part of who we are.
Some people search their whole lives to find their true calling. But for Mike Goldstein,
ever since I was a kid, that's what I wanted to do.
It didn't take long to discover that law enforcement was in his blood.
I was drawn to the TV shows and, playing cops and robbers as a kid and just enamored by the whole process of it.
At the age of 17, Goldstein joined Plymouth's Police Explorer program while he was a senior at Armstrong High School. In 1990, he became a full-fledged officer for the department. In the ensuing years,
this was when I was promoted to captain.
He worked his way through the ranks and was named chief in 2004.
I've got to live out a dream, and a lot of people don't get that chance. So I don't take it lightly. I don't take it for granted.
During his tenure as Plymouth's top cop, he added a number of major accomplishments on his resume.
We've looked at this, we've studied it.
He helped work with state lawmakers to get cable median barriers installed on highways 169 and 494, which helped to prevent head-on collisions.
Our personnel are ready to respond to anything that they might encounter.
He put a greater emphasis on training, with the officers in the department receiving an average of 130 hours of continuing education each year. And he's also put in a comprehensive health and wellness program for the public safety team.
Broken cops equals broken services. So we need people to be, operating on all cylinders well so that they can treat the community well. And when we do that, that's when we carry out our mission.
Meanwhile, during those 31 years, Goldstein has also seen a number of changes, aside from the hair on his head.
I'm not getting any younger.
Changes both within the city of Plymouth.
We have a more diverse community. We have a community that is, with high expectations of quality service.
And within the law enforcement profession itself.
What we could do back, when I first started in 1990 as a police officer, some of those things we can't do today. And not that they were unethical or illegal or immoral. It was just different standards, different expectations.
Goldstein says there's also different expectations now related to how police deal with communities of color. As Plymouth has become more diverse, he says the department has stepped up efforts toward community outreach to help build trust.
I'm encouraged that more will get done because it now is seated in the front seat. It now has a priority placed upon it. And unfortunately, it took some very awful things to happen for that to occur.
The job of leading the Plymouth Police Department into the future will now fall upon Deputy Chief Eric Fadden. And between now and January 29th, Goldstein will work to ensure there's as smooth a transition as possible before he takes some well-deserved time off.
We've done a lot of amazing things. We have a great team here that I'm very, very proud of. But it's just time for a change.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
As for what's next, Goldstein says he plans to take an extended vacation before he starts his next chapter, which involves helping organizations develop programs around health and wellness and working with a local private company to provide assistance with security work. On Monday, the Plymouth Crime and Fire Prevention Fund announced it will establish a fund in Goldstein's honor, starting with a $1,000 contribution. Goldstein started the Public Safety Department's Health and Wellness Program to keep first responders mentally and physically fit. The president of the Plymouth Crime and Fire Prevention Fund, Jackie Hogshire, says the new fund is a way to honor Goldstein's legacy and continue building on what he has established.
Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.